Apple's Mail app is a solid app. It might not be the best email app out there, it might not have all the pro features, but it's simple and easy to use. And like a lot of Apple's native apps, it's packed with features that you probably don't even know about. So here are the best Apple Mail features that you need to know about. Now, the Apple Mail app will work almost exactly the same way on iPhone and iPad, but because the iPhone screen is that much smaller, things might just be placed a little bit differently. So if we start off with the side panel, the first thing to note is you can add multiple email accounts to Apple Mail. So you can have Gmail accounts, you could even have Outlook accounts, Yahoo, AOL, basically any email provider can be added to your Apple Mail so that all your email is in one place. And I'll show you how to add those different accounts a little bit later in the video. Now, if you hit the edit button at the top, this is where you can customize what's visible in this side panel. So you can check off anything you want visible at all times. You can also use the handle on the right side to rearrange them if you want. You can add a mailbox here at the bottom, and that's just picking one of your existing folders or mailboxes from your email accounts to add them to the top here. And just to quickly point something out, in Apple Mail, anytime you see the word mailbox, you can really just think of that as a folder, an email folder. At the bottom here, you can click New Mailbox to create a brand new folder. So you can name it however you like, and then you can actually choose what account it goes under. So if I want this new folder under my iCloud email account or even my Gmail account, and I can nest them under existing folders. So I could put this under personal if I want, hit save, and now when I go down to personal, I'll see a little down arrow that shows me that new folder we just created. Now, if I go into all inboxes to see the main inbox view, there's a few different viewing options now as of iOS 18. So as long as your device is up to date with iOS 18, that's a few software updates ago, when you click the three dots in the top right, you should see categories and list view. So if I head on over to categories, it's going to separate your emails in your inbox into 4 different categories. So primary is anything it deems important. You have transactions, so that's anything like orders, receipts, stuff like that. Then there's going to be updates, so this is really things like newsletters. And the last one is promotion. So this is where most of your mailing list or like marketing emails will come up. And if you go all the way to the right, it switches it over to all mail so that they're no longer separated into categories, they're all in one long list. And if you ever did want to learn a little bit more about the different categories, if you go back to the 3 dots in the top right, you can hit About Categories, and this explains each one in more detail. Now, if ever you think an email was miscategorized, you can manually place it in the appropriate category. So if this top email, I wanted it in updates, I could swipe to the right, hit the More button, and then I'll see Categorize Sender. So when I click on this, then I can pick which of the sections I want it in, and then any email from this sender will now be placed in the updates category. The other thing you can do is if you go back to the 3 dots, you can group emails by sender. So right now I have that selected. So if I've received multiple emails from the same sender, I can click in, and then at the top I'll see that there are 3 messages from this sender, and they'll all now be in the same thread here. So I can just scroll through to see all the 3 emails, one after the other. If you don't like that, you can always come in here to turn it off, and then it'll list all the individual emails separately. Now, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the categories, so I actually just turn it off completely. So to do that, I would just go up to the 3 dots and go back to list view to see all of my emails in the same inbox. When you're in your inbox, there are some really handy swipe options to help you manage your emails. So if I swipe to the right, I'll see Move and Remind Me. If I swipe to the left, I'll see More, Unread, and Archive. And now you may see Trash or even different options here, and that's just because you can customize these swipe options. I'll show you that in a little bit. I personally prefer to have Archive than Trash. Trash completely deletes the email, whereas Archive just archives it. It moves it into a separate inbox, but I can always get back to it. So it clears it out of this main view, but doesn't fully delete the email. So I can also show you how to set it up if you rather the default be archive versus trash. Now, if we go into more, there's some really cool features in here. The first is Remind Me. So if you get a bunch of emails in the morning, you can't get to them right away, you can hit Remind Me and ask your email basically to remind you at some point later in the day, or even select your own date and time to be reminded. And this is completely separate from Apple Reminders app. This is all within the email app. And so you'll see I've actually done that here with this email. So when the time comes, this email will automatically pop up to the top of my inbox. The other thing you can do is flag your emails. So in the morning, if you want to go through and flag all of your important emails, you can do that. And you can even select different colors if you do have a system to categorize your important emails a little bit more. And then you'll see the little flag pop up to the right there. Now, if ever, let's say you're CC'd on a massive email thread that you want to be aware of, but you don't really need to be up to date with every incoming email, you can swipe again and go to the more. And then if you scroll down, you'll actually see mute. So that thread will then therefore be muted for you. The emails will still come in, but it won't bother you, it won't notify you. And then all the way at the bottom, there's also block contact. So if you do want to completely stop getting emails from a contact, you can hit block contact, and anytime an email from them comes in, it'll immediately go to your trash, so you wouldn't even see it. Now at the bottom here to the left of the search bar, this is your filter button. So when you click on it, the default is to show you any unread emails. So this is very handy if you have like 300 emails in your inbox, but you only want to see the ones that you've missed so far. But if you click in, there are actually quite a few different filters you can choose from. So if you did, let's say, want to get back to all of those flagged emails that you had flagged in the morning, you can come in to select that, and then you would just see those flagged emails. Now here's a bit of a hidden tip I like. So just to set the stage, if we go back to the side panel, you'll see there's a draft inbox. So if ever you do want to get back to your drafts, you can just go in to access them that way. However, in the bottom right here, you have your new mail button. So if I just click it once, it brings me to a blank slate, a brand new email. However, if instead I were to long press on that button, it would actually bring me to my drafts, so I can quickly get right into one I've already started. Now, if I click into the top email, this newsletter, so I'm part of their mailing list. And anytime you're part of a mailing list, you'll see at the top a banner to quickly unsubscribe. So it's really easy. You don't have to scroll to the bottom and look for the unsubscribe button. Apple makes it really easy at the top. You can just click unsubscribe to be removed from the mailing list. And if your device supports Apple Intelligence, you'll also see at the top a little summarize button. So for any super long emails, if you just want a quick glance of what it's about, you can click that summarize button, and then you'll get a brief paragraph summarizing the email. So then you can decide if you do want to read the full thing, or maybe it's one you skip this week. Now, if we do go back to that new email button, and if we click into the second line there, it'll expand for your CC and BCC options. But you can also click the from field to change which account you're about to send an email from. But one of the best options, in my opinion, is right at the bottom, hide my email. So if ever you do need to send an email to someone and you don't really want them to have your real email address, you can select hide my email. The email will send to them as normal and they can reply. It'll still come to your inbox, but it just adds a little bit of privacy if you don't want your email visible to that person. And now once you click into the body of the email, you'll see your little toolbar come up, and you can actually change the font, the color, you can format the email however you want. If you click the paperclip, this is where you get all of your different attachment options. So really handy. And if you hit the markup button, you can actually add a drawing to the body of your email. Now, unfortunately, my Apple Pencil won't work here on my iPhone, but you can use your finger just to type anything out if you had to. And then that drawing will be added to your email. And then when I'm ready to send off the email, I can hit the blue button at the top to do so. But if instead I long press on the blue arrow, I can actually schedule send this email if I did want it to be sent out at a later time. And if I do go and send off this email, you're gonna see at the top here, I have a blue undo send. So I can actually click that if I realize I made a mistake and I need to change something in the email before the person actually receives it. So the undo or delay send option you can set up in the settings. And when we get to the settings section of this video, I'll show you how to do that. Now, Apple Mail does integrate with Apple's other productivity apps like Reminders, Calendar, and even Apple Notes. I have made a whole video on how all of the different integrations work, so I'll link that above and down below. But just to quickly show you a few. So if you have an email that has a date and time, you'll see that the date and time are underlined. And so if you click on it, you'll have the option to immediately add it to your calendar, or add it to your reminders. And if you quickly want to add something to Apple Notes or Apple Reminders, another thing you can do is highlight the text that you want to add. Your little pop-up toolbar here will appear, and hit the arrow on the right down to the share button, and then you will see Apple Notes and Apple Reminders here. The search bar in Apple Mail can be pretty powerful if you know how to use it. So when you click in, instead of just typing in a word and hitting search, you can come to the suggestions here to make the search a little bit more specific and oftentimes a little bit more helpful. So if you are looking for an email from a specific sender, you should select sender contains and then the name. Or if you're looking for something with a subject, like maybe you want to find all your invoices and you know the subject line will always have the word invoice, you can come down here and say subject contains invoices. The other thing you can search by is by attachment type. So if I'm looking for emails that contained a Word document, I can just type in Word or Word document, and then I'll see an option for Word file attachments, or because this is an Apple device, an Apple app, I'll also see pages attachments. Now, if we head over to our settings and search for the Mail app, this is where you customize a bunch of the things I've shown throughout the video. The first being your different mail accounts. So if you click in here, this is where you can add an account. And so you can type in the email address, or if you click on choose from list, you can add an email from any of these different providers, or there's even an option if something's not listed here. And now, as I mentioned earlier, the default in Apple Mail is often to trash an email, to delete it, instead of archiving it. So to change that behavior, you would have to do it for each of your accounts individually. And so you can click into your account and scroll down to mailbox behaviors, and then you'll see a section move discarded messages into deleted mailbox or archive. And you can though also select a time for emails you do trash to be completely deleted from your device. So if you don't want them deleted right away, or maybe you never want them deleted, you can customize that in here. Now, if it bugs you once you have archived a message or moved a message that it brings you immediately to the next email versus just bringing you back to your inbox, in those settings, you can change that action here. So delete or move message action. You can switch it from view next message to don't select a message. A little bit below that is where you can customize your different swipe options. So you can customize both the left swipe as well as the right swipe. There's also a follow-up suggestions that you can toggle on. This is super helpful. So whenever you send an email to someone, if they haven't responded after a few days, your phone will bring that email back to the top of your inbox to prompt you to follow up with them. A little bit further down, you'll also see signature. So if you currently have on your iPhone or iPad a signature at the bottom of every email that says sent from my iPhone or sent from my iPad, you can come in here to delete it. You would just click into the box and remove the text, or replace it with something else if you rather customize your signature. And then all the way at the very bottom, this is where you can set up the delay or undo send. So if you click in here, you have a few different options. Personally, I leave it at the max at 30 seconds just to give me as much time as possible to fix something if I need it. So those are the Apple Mail features that if you're not already using, you definitely should be. And if you learned something new today, I'd really appreciate if you would like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps my videos reach more people. So that's it. Have a great day. Bye.